Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Got a little caffeine today. Going to talk about some AI and NeoVim. Should be fun. I think I'm a little bit early, so we're going to let people trickle in. Let's see, let's turn this down. Hope you guys are doing all right. Feel free to say hello in chat. Andres is here. Man, you're here every week. I love it. We'll see if Ian shows up in like an hour or two. Hey. I've got some buddies that have been watching these afterwards as well, so that's been fun. We got a little extra space here. I'm even earlier, huh? Nice. We're going to use the Moonlander today. Should be fun. Now, I do have some plugins that I've already used. So we'll be sort of streamlining those. And then there's a couple new ones that I've seen that, like, how does this work? How do you set this up? How does it run? How do we make it useful for, getting stuff done using AI? So that should be fun. While we're here, and while I'm waiting, what is your favorite AI NeoVim plugin? I would say for now, mine is definitely Copilot. Copilot is very good. It knows what I want to do before I do it. And I think I might even explore and see if there's some ways to use Copilot more, or perhaps adjust some of the bindings and stuff. That might be interesting. So we're just going to play around for a couple hours, and we're going to try and add more AI to the NeoVim workflow. Should be fun. I personally am a big fan of the Ollama project, and so I'm hoping that I can run some local models. And Andres, you're using Codium, and you're enjoying it. Very nice. And there are some alternatives, like I used to use Tab 9 before Copilot was a thing. And then Tab 9 was all right. It's nowhere near as interesting as I think Copilot is. All right, let's not disturb. So let's start from scratch. I'll zoom in for everybody so we can see today. And NVim, this is where we'll be today. No auto close. I kind of want to leave this one to true. Shows the prompt submitted to Ollama, and I kind of want float. So this is one I alluded to very briefly last week. And then I talked a little bit about Gen.nvim, but I haven't really gotten it set back up again to be like consistent and working well. So we'll see if I want to play with this one today. Maybe. Yeah. And then I was kind of doing some research before stream, and like Reddit, people on Reddit are like, what's the best plugin? And this one brought me to something called GP.nvim. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this guy a star. I've already seen it. Very cool. Maybe I'll break this demo down and show you guys what is on offer here. But basically, he offers the ability for you to verbally speak, kind of like Copilot speech. What do they call it? The Copilot voice. VS Code Copilot voice. Yeah, oof, that is right. So apparently, this is a pretty interesting preview feature that like you can talk to Copilot and it will let you do things, even some IDE controls, which is kind of cool. And I have a potential path toward being able to do something like that, actually, but I don't think we're going to dive too deep into it. But the idea from the demo and what I think would be fun to play with is like you just state what you want when you have code selected, and you can be like, hey, change this variable or fix this, Lua table, or you can talk to it and it will respond and then swap out the code. It's very interesting, but I'll need an open AI key, so that will be fun. Oh, nice. OS get env. Very smart. Yeah, so the Whisper thing. If you guys know much about the AI space, it's using Whisper to do that. And then this one we talked a little bit about. I think the idea, I might actually want some custom prompts and try to figure out if that works well. And I don't know if anyone has been keeping up with the Raycast news, but the Raycast team just came out with a cool new feature. Can I do like release notes, updates, changelog? They added this new browser extension. And one of the things that they are showing off here, which can I find it, is this prompt explorer. And so we might be able to play around with some of the ideas here. Like, where is it? Summarize, inspect. I think there's ones for like coding that are pretty good. Extract all the facts, summary, and then it dumps it out. So TLDR. But there's some interesting language here that might be useful. What I really like about this is you can say, you can click on this and you can say add to Raycast, and it imports that command. So now we have a summarize editable AI command, and it will pull the site that you're on and it will tell us more about it. So pretty cool. What I also like about this lately is a lot of the AI, if you guys have been on stream before, you know that I tend to use this thing a lot. And so this window, we could swap these. This window used to be a floating window. And so there's no really way to control it other than just dragging and dropping. But the Raycast team decided to allow you to basically manage this as a window, which I really like. And so now I can do stuff like this where I have AI kind of on demand next to me. So that's been kind of fun. This is my daily driver. I use Raycast AI for pretty much all the tasks I want to do. And I recognize there's a gap where it's like, okay, I have to go to this window, say something, get feedback, copy that thing, bring it back, paste it in my code. So the hope here is that we can find a nicer way of experimenting with doing some stuff in the editor directly, right? Let's be more efficient. And so I don't want to just play around with the tooling. I want to talk through with you guys how I'm going to make this more efficient. So for me, it's an efficiency boost is what I want from today. What's up, Fernando? Welcome to the stream. All right, so we'll get rid of this for now. I think the main thing that I'm going to just do is play around with Gen.nvim. I see here only output the result in format blah. So that's interesting that they like. Yeah, so this is the idea of something I would want to play with. Which means let's just start playing with it. So Gen, we want to do config, and we'll do require. Let's see, just Gen. Yeah, Gen require Gen.setup. I think I can return what's here. So this would be like that. And let's just see like if this keeps working. Gen, ask, what is this? There's that floating pane we were talking about. So that looks cool. I might even want to reposition it so it's not so wide. But we can see that it's all still working. I don't mind split, so we can see the code side by side. And so now we should define and evoke it with predefined prompts. Let's take a look at those. Yes. Once the conversation started, the whole content is sent to the LLM. That allows you to ask follow-up questions. Nice. So like we asked what it was, right? And so from what my recollection so far of using this is, well, I didn't give it a prompt. So I can say like, Gen, explain. It'll tell me what it is. And I'm just using Code Llama for this right now. I did download Llama 2, the 13 billion parameter, and so that should be interesting to play around with. So I should be able to say Gen chat, or is it capital T? Gen chat. And then I can say, tell me more about display mode. And it uses the context of the previous piece. So that's kind of interesting that there's some rudimentary conversation piece that just kind of holds a certain amount of information. Now, if I close this, it's going to start over. And so that's sort of the interesting thing here is you may need a different tool to play around with different options. And then I also was already looking at this. You can explicitly set a different model if you want different output. So like that 13b, then we can say Gen ask what is the meaning of life. And it might be a little bit slower, especially since it hasn't had a chance to boot up. But pretty cool that you can change stuff like that. It had to think about it. This is a complex one. There's no definitive answer. Very non-answer review LLM. I find a lot of these LLMs do that. Like, I'm not going to give you the kind of answer you're looking for. Sorry. Like, okay. So I think that all I have to do is this. And I typically do some sort of, what is it? Local gen equals required gen, right? And so, by the way, if you're wondering what gave me that, that is Copilot. So here we get gen. So that's fixed code. Let's see if we can just say, You can use the properties per prompt. Sweet. Replace true. We can extract the results. We can choose the model specifically. So that's cool. So the idea being like, if this like had a typo, I'm just going to go ahead and commit this. All right. So let's like make a mistake on purpose. If we were to say gen fix, oh, I'm not getting fixed. Let's try again. Gen will break something. Gen, not a command. Why? Fix, there we go. Weird. Okay, so if I were to break that and say gen fix, it probably knows to add the comma. There's the comma after show prompt, and it should talk to me about it. But it's not perfect. You know, I figured that it wouldn't be perfect, but it really screwed it up. Why did you screw it up so bad? Oh, you know what? I bet this is like, it was looking for itself in the fix. So then here you could select this and you could say fix. That should do a good job. Boom. It drops it in. So that's super cool. I could see that being something that I would want to bind, where if something's not working, just say fix, and it would attempt to fix it. The other thing that I do is if I was just kind of messing around here, and I said, like, let's just like take this again, and let's just gen ask, take the require, gen put it in a local variable, then reuse it, right? Set a function. Okay, so that wasn't the same thing, but I could imagine that I could like, there are some like object transformation stuff that I like to do, and it's pretty like get the code working and then refactor the code. So there are certain refactoring methodologies that I use regularly. So I could imagine that as I identify those patterns by using gen, then I can pretty easily come up with more prompts. And then after that, we need to take the fixed prompt and we need to do this. So apparently this is enough, and we could just keys. Oh, I need to paste. So I'm trying to think of like, I don't think the A key is being used for like AI, and so that was my thought. Like AF for fix code. And apparently this is all you need. I think I usually do this, although maybe it doesn't matter. I found that this thing causes noise to pop up. And I noticed that if I do command here, it like does it silently, basically. And then we always want a description and fix code. That should be it, right? Is it just DES? Method expected. Okay. Oh, right. I've done this before. Key set. Silent true works too, yeah. Description. Oh, I don't do it this way. DESC, DESC. Yeah, I don't know why it's... Right? Yeah. So, nice. And then the prefix thing is like this. What's the best way to... See, this is where I need to just go here and I need to Gen ask how do I get... What do you mean? I mistyped, I'm sorry. So I tend to do like this. I think you just pull in which key. And then you register a group. So this one is, I can pull in. I think that's enough. That's good enough for me. And so back to Gen, we can just put this in the config. And if we wanted to be perfect about this, we could say that this is a dependency. Well, look at that, it knows. Copilot knows. And so this is like AI. So now if we select something, we should see AI. No, I'm not seeing it yet. Register A. How about that? Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. You don't want to work. Chat, do you guys have a good way of defining these groupings? This is a visual specific mode. Mode V. We could try that. See how I'm copying and pasting? Are you guys paying attention? I just mentioned that. So we've got, not the end of the world. I'm not that worried about it, but we'll begin to, so like, let's see, AF, fixed code. Oh, funny. Push to GitHub and copy and paste? Is that what we need to do? So the other thing I've been playing around with today is the mod CLI. So this is very cool. What do you think? And I already have this set up through Ollama. Oh, you got to do model Ollama. You can say, what do you mean when you say it? what happens in Vegas. Let's see if this, and this is a different CLI tool that is written by the Charm people, and this one is the 13 billion param model that I talked about. So it is struggling. Although we're live streaming, we got OBS running, we got Chrome running, we got Arc running. Like, I'm wondering if any of that impacts it. Marketing slogan developed. Oh, that's funny. It is a marketing thing, isn't it? To promote Vegas. Feel free to indulge in behavior that they might not normally do at home. Yeah, okay. So it knows what it's talking about. But you can see that it's saved as a hashed value. And you can apparently list prompts and you can continue conversations that you had. So like mods-c. And this is going to continue from the last conversation. So that's kind of fun. And so let's see. This didn't really work. But this is doing well. And the default is bracket gen. So this is auto-assigned. So you can do things, generate. But I kind of think, oh, did that quit? Oh, it did. I think it would be fun to get the other tool working. So let's just give it a try and see how it compares. So lazy. This is GP. So we'll return that. And did he get this working with? Oh, it uses Whisper. What's up, Full Flex? I don't know if this is going to have any Olama in it. You can create agents. Oh, that's cool. And this is for chat. Yeah. So this would be something I'd have to probably explore a bit more. Yep, no one's talking about it yet. Okay. So we've got the plugin installed. I did install Socks recently, which is some sound exchange software. And usage. So I don't know what's going to happen if I just run this. All right. Ah, yes, these are lazy. So let's take all of these. I want to actually do this here. So we need GP, which hasn't been opened yet. And I want to change code, take all the commands starting with and get wrapping them in a Lua table called comes. Let's see how well it does. This is Code Llama, so ChatGPT 4 has been very good at this. It doesn't want to take what I have. So watch, if I go to ChatGPT and I say, given following data. Give me all the unique commands in a Lua table called commands. This is it. And it should only be one word. Only be the first word of the command, make it unique. That's it. So this is why I like ChatGPT, because ChatGPT actually knows what it's doing. And these open source language models, I haven't found are the smartest. I'm not like pooping on them or anything, but like when you compare them, it's not apples to apples. You know, they're like in totally different playing fields, in my opinion. Let's see. Is this right? Commands, config, setup, config, and there we go. So that's how we lazy load. So we should be able to GP chat new. And it doesn't want to play nice. Not a command. GP chat new. GP chat new. All right, well, let's see if lazy plays nice. We should have something called GP.nvim not loaded. And then we should be able to GP. Oh. Is it singular command? I can't remember. It is. Hello, GG. Ah, okay. So, like I guessed, it's probably not reading the API key correctly. So what I get to do is I get to do this off stream. I'll make sure that my API token is here. And conf.d, probably not. It's probably not here. So this is a newer computer. You guys better promise not to take my key. I'm doing my best not to do this. It's interesting though, because now they're doing, OpenAI is like saying you have to pay ahead of time, like a credit, and then you can use that credit. Sort of like my toll road sticker works for my car. And so it's an interesting idea. Conf.t, and then we'll touch and open AI AI.fish. Cool. And so set. And basically all that it wants is you to set this. It's not the most secure. I do actually recommend, if anyone's watching this in the future or they're watching right now, you can actually API. You can actually put this in like 1Password and store it there. I know this is sort of the boring part of the stream, but I think it should be interesting. Once I get this working, we should be able to play around with ChatGPT some. I could even show you guys, if you're interested, we could play around with what I'm doing in Obsidian. I don't mind talking about that because I have some similar tooling set up there, which is pretty slick. Let's see, API keys. Terminal. Tracking enabled. Sure. Second. I guess I'm not using that one anymore. So. Okay, well, now it exists. Let's see. Open AI key. All right, well, that's that. Let's close that so nobody can see it. Do you guys have any questions? Are you just curious? You're just watching? I know there's a lot of people here, but you guys are being quiet today. So let me know if you have questions about anything, Vim, Tmux, being a programmer. I love talking about questions that people have, so feel free to ask me something. And sooner or later, we'll get this to play nice. Okay, so that's good. That means I probably should like kill Tmux. I should probably close this, reopen it. Give you guys some space again. NeoVim. GP. But what are you? Nice. I'm a journal AI assistant. So there we go. We got it set up. We can start playing around with it. What I want to know and what you want to know, this is very cool if this works, is these write commands. Opens a dialog for entering a prompt. There is a different version of this for Whisper. So you can say GP Whisper commands. So look at all these. I need to take all of this. This guy, I don't mind contributing. I don't know if you guys ever see my name pop up in like random, we might as well just do it. Let's just do it for him. Let's show him how to make this lazy. So let's fork GP.nvim. I just need the raw content for now. Show raw, come on. Why does GitHub keep changing the way they show things? There used to be a button right here that you would just say, give me the raw version of this file, please. Why did that go away? Watch me fumble. All right, fine, we'll download it. Because I can put downloads readme. All right, so then let's try. I don't know if this is going to be too much. Give me every command in a Lua table called commands. Only the first word after this. Make it unique. Let's see if I have too many tokens. No, message was too long. Ask away, Ryan. Yeah, man, ask your question. I'm here. So we could do this in sections if we wanted. I guess Markdown isn't reading headings as code folds. That would be nice. All right, so we'll just do this one by one. I don't want to do all this on chat. This is going to be boring for you guys. How do I quit? GS to stop, GD to delete. Delete, sure. Okay, so it stores markdown files. That's cool. That's simple. We want Whisper. So let's take a closer look at Whisper. I can't spell and I can't make my way around this very easily. Oh, that's cool. Unit tests. You could extend it. Which key? VTuber? What do you mean? I don't know that term. Whisper and NeoVim. Yeah, we're about to do it. I'm just kind of fumbling right now. All right, so all of these. Let's see if it does better. I'm just going to copy this to my clipboard. Nope. So close, but so far. This is so annoying. All right, let's just... So that's the idea. Rewrite. Replaces the current line, visual selection, or range in the current buffer. Use your mouth to ask a question in the chat buffer instead of writing it by hand. Dictate some comments for the code, notes, or even your next novel. For the rest of your Whisper commands, the transcription is used as an editable prompt for the equivalent non-Whisper command. Rewrite dictates instructions for GP rewrite, etc. So you can swap out whichever one of those you want for another. That's cool. So like conversations can be had. The pop-up can be displayed as a pop-up. Yeah, so it's the same stuff we saw. So let's GP Whisper. Oh shit, look at that. What can you do? Can you add GP Whisper append? What just happened? I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Whisper new. Open content. Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help. I don't even know how to say your name. I'm going to call you Hypack. I don't know what VTuber is. But if this is, I don't do a lot of I do image AI stuff, but we're mostly dealing with language models today. So I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll be much help in what you're asking for. But Ryan, I'm waiting for your questions, man. What do you want to know about my configs? Okay, so let's just try that again. GP Whisper new. Hello, how are you? That's cool. It totally worked. Is there like a continue or an append? Append after the current line. Prepend before the current line. Oh, so you could just say like create docs for this function and it could prepend everything on that. That's cool. All right, so if I'm here and I run this again, what are you able to do? So it's just Whisper. I'm paying for every time I do this. Maybe not very much money, but it's using Whisper, I think. And it created a scratch pad and it created a new value. So I'm not really sure exactly what the back and forth would look like. I don't know if anyone else knows. All right. Thanks for jumping on. What's going on? We got more people jumping in saying hello, hi. I do want to do more agent work, so I like to see the agent stuff pop up here. And there's some sort of image work that can be done, which is also interesting. Cycle between available agents based on the current buffer. Chat agents if current buffer is a chat and command agent otherwise. Okay. We are playing around with AI tooling for NeoVim. So we're trying to learn how to use it. We're trying to configure it so that it makes me more efficient. All my dot files are published on GitHub. So whatever we talk about today is going to be available to all of you to copy and use yourself if you want. So this one is super interesting. It uses Whisper so that we can talk to NeoVim and it can change code, describe things. We can have chat conversations. That's kind of what we're playing with right now. I'm guessing the agent will just use Dolly or something similar. We can stop, we can inspect the plugin, we can create auto commands. Ooh, auto commands, nice. Fire a print, right. No, I'm just talking about OpenAI's Whisper technology, which is like text, audio to text. So you can give it audio and it can tell you exactly what you said. But Code Whisper is cool. I know a little bit about it, but I haven't used it much, so I won't have much advice. Custom scripts. Oh, nice. You can create custom instructions provided to provide a possibility to run using headless NeoVim from the terminal or shell script. Oh, sweet. So he's offering some functionality if you just want to use this tooling headlessly. Yeah, I do some headless commands, mostly for like updating plugins and stuff like that. Shortcuts. He drives everything with the Control G, which is interesting. I guess it doesn't really do much. Control G. I don't see which key playing nice, so we might have to add that ourselves. Which we could add this, I guess. Is this something we have to add? I think once this sort of a plugin was scaffolded correctly with LazyVim, it would be really nice to share with people like you guys. Let's see. So is which key gonna play nice? This one is called GP.nvim by Robotix. Robitix? Interesting name. I have not seen that one before. There are no default global shortcuts to mess with your own config. Below are examples for you to adjust or just use directly. Yeah. I'm wondering if... Can this like be bound to G? Maybe not. Maybe I do want this here. We were messing with Really? Do I not have this in my... There we go. Now it's in my plugin. Hello, welcome in. Hey, thanks for the shout out. Yeah, Fish is cool. Tmux is cool. Glad you're here. Always have a good time talking about that stuff. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to know something about that stuff that I do on YouTube, ask your question and I'm happy to talk about it. This does not want to play nice. Do I need to like put this thing? Let's see, we're gonna register. Do I just put it in which key? I don't understand why it's not wanting to render any of these. This one works. I know this one works. This was under keys. And it's a function. So if that's that one. This font. Okay, we got some questions now. Which font is this? This is Commit Mono. Let's see. CommitMono.com. My buddy Steve turned me onto this one, and it's looking pretty snazzy. So you guys want to know Commit Mono? Boom. And we're currently rocking out on GP.nvim. So if you were wondering, that is this. Then we got a question about window managers. Yes, I get that question a lot, and I promise a video will come this year. Maybe by the summer, we'll see. I use something called Stage Manager, which is built into macOS, and pretty cool. It lets me switch between windows, basically. Here on the sidebar, you'll see that Stage Manager will put your things in kind of like a tray, kind of like the dock. But this isn't the dock, this is something else. This holds the windows. And so when you select an item, it will focus that item, and all of the windows won't be shown. It hides. I come up against here. It like hides all the windows. So it keeps it very organized and neat. What's cool about this is you can group windows as well. And then I use a tool called Raycast. Raycast is like a Spotlight alternative, and I have window management. And so all of these are keys that I've bound to. They're not all bound, only some of them are, but like the ability to like reposition. I do even have partially sized things. And so they're just key bindings that I have set up. I use the Alt key combined with a letter typically to do some directional stuff. So hopefully that helps you. Okay, so let's close that. Let's close that. This guy. Then we have a mapping. Something like this. GP keys. So if we do GP, we say GP, well, key registered it differently. I think all of this is which key? Key map options. Oh, nice. That's actually pretty smart. I think which key can handle this, to be honest. I don't think which key care as much about you creating this separation, but you can create these nested tables, which makes it easier to deal with. So let's keep that for now. So that's which key. That is all the things. These are duplicates. These are not needed. That is extra. There we go. Okay, so putting it in keys makes sense. I'm guessing the reason it works is because which key probably has been instantiated or whatever, it has been built. And then in the config file, though, it may not necessarily be there. That's my guess. And to be honest, I don't need to write it this way. I could simplify that down, but I don't think a dependency is required either. And so boom, G, new chat. Nice. And that quits. So it acts as a buffer? Interesting. I think toggle term is a dependency, but I don't use toggle term directly. I use tmux for all the things that I do. Cool. You want a video of everything in my config directory. Where should I start? So the thing I almost talk about every time on stream, and I often am coding. I think next week I might switch back to Go development. I have a tool called Sesh. So that's what's coming next. Is what is Sesh? The short answer is it's a tmux session manager that's really smart. It's really fast. Makes you more efficient. You can switch between files and get around projects much faster using it, and a lot less like overhead, mental overhead. You don't really have to think about that stuff, and so yeah, check out Sesh. That's the next video. I'm slowly chipping away at it. I'm improving my video skills. Maybe you guys like my videos, but I'm trying to like increase the production value a little bit, and so my videos are taking longer with a full-time job and a partner and dogs, and life tends to get in the way of YouTube. So I'm here every week. You can come hang out with me here, and we like playing around with NeoVim tools, and I write Golang. I have an open source project, and we do some website work with Astro. And so yeah, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can I think you can hit the bell and it'll send you a notification when I go live, but I typically go live every Thursday, the same time it is now. But thanks for being here. We had a lot of people here last week and the week before for all the lazy Vim stuff. So a little bit more lazy Vim today, but a little bit more focused. And actually, I don't need any of this. Fun fact, if Whisper is bound to all these things, and I use the key commands, they will be lazy loaded via the key. So that's pretty good to know. Yeah, so we got a question. Copy of a test of output the program in the pane of tmux. Yeah, so like you run a test and it's not in NeoVim, it's just a thing. Let's just like go to Sesh. Interesting question. I can show you what I do. I actually highly recommend people check out something called NeoTest, and this lets you. I don't want that test. That one's a little bit misleading. Here it is. Here's a simple one. I can run tests internally. So this one's really great because you can get output, via some commands. You can get summaries. You can run all the tests. So I do recommend NeoTest is a really great plugin. But let's just say that I had to go test, right? Go. I always forget what it is. Cover, bench, race, boom. So here's the output. Yeah, NeoTest, but have key bindings. Mine are just space T. We can see T, test. And if I repeat T, it goes to the nearest test. Capital T is the whole file. O for output panel, S, what is it? S for summary. I can do debug, which I love doing. So I can do debug. And then I think you just run it. I actually haven't ever ran this one before. Debug. I actually haven't used the debugger yet in Go tests, but I do it in Fight tests, and that's really helpful. But let's just go to your original question. Here's the output, tmux. So if we look at set clipboard on. So if you set clipboard to on, you guys are maybe going to be upset at me. If you want the short answer, I usually just drag. So if you drag your cursor over the thing you want, it'll turn yellow probably. I don't know if I overwrote that. And when I let go, it puts that value in my system clipboard. That's what I do. I don't copy from tmux much, but let's say like this command. I can just select it, boom. Now you can do like, you can like search, what is it? It's like, this is Wes term, yeah. I forget what it is. You can search, and you can do like Vim like lookups on tmux, output, and you can use visual selection and like select items. Is it leader forward? Yeah, so bench. Search pane for send. So now you can like hit V, and then if you hit enter, I believe, it will copy it. So there's lots of ways to do it. Just turn clipboard on. No, just a system clipboard setting in tmux. This setting here. Anytime you select something with tmux, it will copy that thing to your system clipboard. That's how this tmux option works. So hopefully that's helpful. I really want to play around with agents though. We're going to get back to AI here, agents. So, like a GPT-4 agent. System prompt, you are an AI assistant. The user provided the additional info about how they would like you to respond. If you are unsure, don't guess and say you don't know instead. Ask questions if you need clarification. Think deeply and carefully. Use the Socratic method. I love this. And so below is a link snippet with default values. Change over time to improve things. It's better to change only things where the default doesn't fit your needs. Yeah, so these are some of the agents. So now if we just say GP agent, but I don't actually know. This is where I'm getting a little bit, I think we might just do this. Just for the sake of chat, making this easier, we can just say lazy false. And this will just say don't, am I gonna get an explanation here? No. It will just make it always load. It is what it is. I would, of course, optimize this for later, but this is fine. So here's the agent. The agent did the thing. Currently, displays currently used agent. So an agent does what? I know what agents are, but to use agent for chat, set chat to true. For command, set command to true. To remove some default agents completely, just do the name like this. Okay, so we can say GPT-4 for chat. So basically, he is making this easier for us. So this is chat. So from what I can tell is, tell me what you and then this is 3.5. Yeah, so this is 3.5 and this is what we expected. So how would I switch to a different agent? Do I just say, and we can delete that. We can say new next agent. Next agent. There we go. Code 4. 3.5. There's 4. Create. What model are you using? Oh, it's still 3.5. So that's the part that I'm not so sure of. How do I just like next? There we go. Yes, you did change. You lied to me. Okay, tell me. Nice. So this is like the chat version. There we go. Ideation and research, content planning, production, upload and SEO. Yes. Marketing. Yes. Marketing. This is, we're playing around with, this is ChatGPT in NeoVim using a tool called GP.nvim. GP.nvim. Welcome in. Glad you're here. We're just messing around with stuff. We're just trying to play around with like, what are the features? What are the tools? How do we use them? I kind of want to find out, can I create an agent for Olama? That would be so sick. Code GPT-4, please avoid commentary outside of the snippet response. Start and end your answer with this. Nice. So we're doing chat. Paste the selection or specified range into the latest chat. Simplifying the addition of code from multiple files into a single chat buffer. So we can like put code from different files all in one place. That's interesting. So we'll close that. So that's paste. I have the following from this file, sick. And then we can say gen, and we can say the same thing. I have the following from this file, that's dope. And so you could imagine, do you think it's a good idea to config NeoVim this way? From what you've shown, number 1, gp.lua contains this. 2, that's awesome. So you could like, let me grab all the things that I want to do, put it all together, give me output. Yeah. What I want to know though is like if I get code snippets from here, can I drop them back in? That's the kind of stuff that I think about. Like I want to take that code snippet and put it back. Because you guys saw already that I do a lot of that here. It's like, okay, I want this code snippet. I think you can copy code. I need to like paste code. I don't know if put code is somewhere in here, but that would be cool. Maybe I'll give the Raycast team some feedback. Paste. All right, so that's that one. Chat toggle, pretty obvious. What did we bind it to? Toggle. So this just brings it back and forth. I'm not sure I'm going to get used to Control G. I guess it's all right. I might just mess with the leader key. I'm open to Ollama. I don't know if it's a... You're saying that part of Whisper using the local API provider. Yeah, no, I mean, I know how well it all works, but I haven't found yet if we haven't messed with it. We haven't messed with overwriting GP to use Ollama. But I imagine it probably could. Probably could. And you can actually search through chats. Very cool. Look at all these topics. So these are... Oh, and you can just open it up. Oh man, this is messing with my head. Okay, so... let's just ask a simple question. Mods... Yeah. Wait, CMP? Tell me what CMP is. What do you mean by that? I think Ollama, we're definitely going to run into some limitations here because can we tell that this is, I guess I'm using 13 billion parameters, so this is on me. Oh, copy and paste, yeah. Duh, I knew that. I guess I wasn't specific enough. Oh, now that the model's loaded, it is faster. So, current file, P, right. So, weird. Oh, that was wrong. NVim GP chats. Very cool. Persisted state. Ooh. So here everything lives, and they symbolically link the last conversation. That's clever. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know where I might be going with this. Now that I know where it is, I could point it to an Obsidian vault if I wanted to, and I could start playing around with Obsidian stuff with this tool. Because the fact that these are just markdown files is really simple. New response, nice. Delete the current chat, yes. You can have it overwrite the delete. Oh, interesting. You can say rewrite the whole thing. You can rewrite with the prompts. You can append. We talked about these earlier. New buffer. New tab. Pop up. Implement. Example command to develop code from comments. Oh, very cool. Let's try this one. So let's just like go to sesh and let's go to, I don't know, the determine logic, and we can say like create a for loop, create fizzbuzz. All right, so we can select this and we can say implement. And it implements fizzbuzz. So that's dope. I like that. I know Copilot can kind of do that a little bit, but that was cool. I mean, that was super interesting. So that, I think we'll play around. I think I'll play around with the implement a lot more, because in most cases I know what I want. So if I start with the code comment and then tell it to write it, it can do a lot of the work, the hard work for me. But I don't know, I might not lean on that, but it's an interesting idea. Provide custom context per repository. How does it know what a repository is? So if I just say that in the Go project, sure, we can create a GP.md. You are a Golang expert. Have a preference of functional programming over object-oriented programming. You are a fan of clean code. You are a fan of microservices. You are a fan of design patterns. Okay. You're a fan of best practices. Okay, we get the idea. So this is the context, apparently. And now if we ask for the context, it knows the context. Interesting. So per project, you could say, this is what I want you to know and what I want you to do. Cool. And I've actually created snippet tooling. So like I can generate snippets for certain projects. I like the idea of possibly using AI to like generate snippets in a way in which you're a little bit more open-ended with things. You're not so set on syntax. You're like, this is a syntax, be perfect in this way. But like, you know, first define the variable, then export the variable at the bottom of the file. And like, you could just state those things in plain English, which is easier, potentially easier. And that could be an interesting way to generate snippets from AI. Let's see, what does this say? Custom instructions. Right, use C++17, use specify library when running Go tests. Yeah, so you could be specific in saying, this is how you do it in this project. Is there another example? All right, helper functions. Oh, so you could just straight up say, this is how this thing works. The function is assigned a preference. Module has the following structure. Yeah. And so in this case, if you're asking it things about GP.nvim and you're developing GP.nvim, then as you ask for certain code or do things a certain way, it's going to go, oh yeah, well, I know that this is the thing that's here. That's cool. That's super smart. I could already start thinking about how I might do that. Append, prepend, new. This is all what we've seen already. I don't get the agent thing yet. So if we say agent next. I can imagine like Telescope would be great for this. I don't know if there's any Telescope implementation yet, but you could just say like, hey, Telescope, pick the agent that I want from my list of agents. I don't know what this one does. Dolly. We were just talking about this. So give drawing of a cartoon robot holding a laptop in a treehouse. Where does the image go? Will the image generate and render in the terminal? I don't actually know if I have some basic image stuff going on. Save to here, sure. Failed to save. Okay, well, yeah, that's the problem. Let's try again. Before I run the NeoVim command, I'm not sure. I can show you again. Let's just call this download/robot.png. I don't know what format it comes in. Failed to save image. Okay. I don't know what this is about. Natural. Are you wondering about this? This go-to file is just a command that I wrote, and when I run it, it opens up telescope find file, search file, automatically for me. Maybe that's what you're asking. Auto commands, interesting. Custom instruction scripting. The scripting thing. You can let GP run edits across many files if you put it in a loop. Oh, sure. I do this kind of stuff sometimes. I've never done it to tell AI to edit a file that I gave it. But I could imagine like code mod kind of stuff could be cool. But I have found a lot of these toolings to be a little bit unreliable. So I don't know if I would blindly, like headlessly, call a bunch of this. I feel like that might be strange. Or give me strange results anyway. Very nice. You can extend, putting in hooks. Very cool. Okay, I'm seeing this. Command line in NeoVim. Oh, sure. Yeah, no, this is a simple thing. So this is a telescope pop-up. So if you do telescope, I think it's commands. Telescope commands will give you all your commands. And so these are autocomplete. So GP, image, GP whisper, all of these things will show up here. We talked about this last week, but if you want to look at more in depth on my telescope stuff, but we can see here that commands has this little prefix key that I set, the little icon, and then I changed the layout slightly because I wanted it to look like this. And so that is just a pickers commands overwrites. So hopefully that helps. I use Raycast for all sorts of things. I mostly use it, what you're seeing a lot of is the clipboard history, because I want to, in the clipboard history, I just want to copy things and paste things a lot. And so Raycast gives me that. That's GP. So like, I guess the idea here is in the hooks, we could add specific things like, hey, go do this. Yeah, even agents. Okay, here's the use of agents. So we're saying, hey, go do thing. From file name and then selection. That's cool. GP explain. code review. Please analyze for code smells and suggest improvements. That one seems good. So how do I define it? That's the question. Where do these go? You can extend by putting into config.hooks. These are just, I guess these are just definitions. So if we go to here, GP, we can say config hooks. Are they stating that it's possible to do that? I thought I just copied this. Where is it? Here we go. I need one more, don't I? So now this is GH code review. So the idea now is you should be able to code review. I don't know if that's enough to make it work. And I also don't know if config is config. GP.config. Yeah. Config. Our API keys, our agents. Where's our hooks? Oh, look at that. I could point this to my vault if I wanted. Yes, I love that idea. All right, so to do, put this in my Obsidian vault instead. Yes. The model, we can change the topic model. Okay. I'm not seeing hooks. Template section. Interesting. So you can overwrite those if you wanted. Whisper seems to be doing its job, so that's good. Agents. Here we go. There's the image agents. So hooks. Yeah, hooks. Config hooks. Yeah, so I did it right. I guess it may not be automatically registered. So if we do GP code review, not a command, but it said that it would automatically register it. I think this might be the last thing of the day. Getting a little tired, but we'll play around with this for a few minutes and automatically registered as commands. So they say. Inspect plugin. Okay, so expect plugin works. Code review. That's the one we created. But my suspicion is that my configuration is not quite right. Config. All right, let's try this. Let's see if he means this. Because there's a small chance that that's what it... Yep, that was it. All right. So we can stop. I broke it. I broke it, chat. It was starting to go crazy. Okay, so now we can say GP code review. Global variables. No parameter validation. No error handling. Okay, so I'm already coming up with ideas, chat. So what stands out to me is to do, I want to create git commit summary from diff. In commit window. So I've already started playing around with this. If we look like this key maps.lua, it might be good. No. If I wanted to update this, I have a tool called Commitia, which gives me the diff as a buffer. So this commit edit message thing shows up here. And so what I could imagine is I could say, from this buffer, if there's not too many tokens, read this, generate a simple commit message. And you could set, I use conventional commits. So, these are the things to look out for. Use conventional commits. Even get the git emoji project would be fun. Anyway, so that's one thing I'm thinking about. Let's just quit that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's go back. I also could see add unit tests from to a new file. Can we do that? I wonder if it's possible to say from this file, use this file's naming convention, create a file that matches it. Usually Go, it's file name _ test.go, and that's all you need. What else? What else comes to mind? What do you guys think? Is there some clever way that you would use tooling like this in order to generate stuff? I think there might be. Is there an idea one? No. A way to run all tests. No, that's not what I want. They had the explain, unit test, code review, translator, buffer chat new. Current new. Yeah, so take the current buffer, use all of it, and start a chat. Sure, that's an interesting idea. Why not? I kind of want to take the code review one and leave the code, leave the code comment. I mean, this is interesting. I think the only thing I'm a little bummed about is that this guy has done a lot of work. So kudos to him. He's done a lot of work. But I don't see an obvious Olama path. And so he has an agent. Agents, open chat. Name, open chat. Could work. LM Studio, he tried it. Inspect plugin after failure, and you'll see more feedback. Who is this? Robux. Okay, so let's see. He's referencing these guys. Wonder if anyone else. I've tried with Olama, it works perfectly. It seems that all that you need is to turn this plugin into a multi-client, overriding the default API and the endpoint on a per agent basis. Yeah, that would be really easy. So you're like, this agent has this API key in this URL. Yep. So no one's really answered this correctly, so I'm probably not going to fumble with trying to set that up in the next 20 minutes, but let's subscribe. And if someone has more to say, I think that'd be dope. And this was created by the guy that maintains the project, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and give him a follow. Let's learn more about him. Let's give him a follow. He has one pinned repo. Very nice. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you working. I wonder what the history of this project looks like. 3 weeks ago? Lots of work 3 weeks ago? A month ago? 2 months ago? Conventional commits? Yes, let's go. Cool. So this is fun. I wonder how many contributors he has. Yeah, 13 people have already been contributing. Maybe we don't talk about GitHub Actions being a contributor, but nice. If anything, it'd be interesting to learn a little bit more about how he's doing it. I bet he's using it to write the plugin, you know. Lots of code comments, which I like. This is kind of how typing works. It's not a perfect system, but Lua does let you get some okay LSP feedback from this stuff. Cool. Yeah. Creating pop-ups, rendering templates, logging. Yeah, this is cool. There's a lot of code in this one file. Look at that, 3,000 lines, man. Might need to think about modules at some point, but very cool. The one that I was looking at earlier that we were playing with has some more followers. It's at the 700s. The other guy was at like, what, 30 or something? So it's 400. So he's on his way. He's got more stars than I have in my projects. But this guy I follow. David's got a YouTube channel too, so shout out to David. Dev on Duty, if you've ever seen him. He gives a little overview of how this works. And this one is just slightly different. I think the main thing that's worth calling out is that it's Ollama first. It's sort of like, hey, I made this for local LLMs. That was the intent of this project. He recommends Ollama. And then he talks about here these prompts. And so I could imagine we create something similar to what we were doing with GP.nvim. And he does have some basic telescope stuff already built in. So pretty cool. The replace stuff works well so far. So now I'll just get to experiment. I've been using CodeLlama more for this stuff, and so CodeLlama is a lot faster to load than Llama 213b, which is pretty big. We'll see if I use Whisper. I'll let you guys know. If you're not following me on Twitter, that is where to be. Look at that, we got some notifications. So this is where you're gonna find me talking about stuff. Look at me, Inception. Hello. So we're streaming on Twitter too, or X, and so yeah, this is fun. This is fun. I don't think Raycast is going to go away. I'm pretty sure I'll keep using that. It might be interesting. Let me pull it up here first. I'm not getting any questions from chat, so we're here for a little while longer. Let me know, chat, if you have any questions. Or you're just curious about anything. Oh, I needed the API. Can you send me the API, please? I'm kind of doing all this off screen. Don't know why it's giving me a hard time. Here we go. I'm just going to kind of look at usage. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this off screen for now. Oh boy, chat. We used a whole... Who wants to guess? Who wants to guess? I'm going to let you guys guess right now. You have a few minutes. No, you have 30 seconds. Do you think that we spent more than 1 penny? I'll give you a guess that it's more than 1 penny and it's less than $1. It's somewhere in between those. How much do you think we spent today? Any guesses? No one wants to comment? 50 cents, cents Andres. Nice. You guessed the middle. That was a smart way of guessing. 75. I guess it's not fair that I haven't told you guys. We spent, the majority of it was GPT-4 Turbo. Yeah, local LLMs is preferable for sure. So we only spent 15 cents today. So was I being productive? No. I was like doing one-off experiments and like trial and error. So like I did one thing and it cost like a fraction of a penny, right? And so you add up some fractions of a pennies and you get 15 cents today. So, you know, I spend a lot more than that on a coffee. So the thought of like doing this locally with these inline tools like GP.nvim that we were playing with, it's kind of cool. I don't think it would cost very much money. But I had fun today, chat. Thank you for coming. This was really fun. I'm not getting any questions, but let me check the ones that we had. Raycasts. I can talk about Raycasts for a second more. I have option C for clipboard history. So like Alt C. I have Alt X right next to it for snippets. I have Alt E for emojis. I have Alt. What else do I have? Alt G for GitHub related stuff. And so it kind of all goes from there. I typically do single applications. So like Discord is Alt D and my second brain is Alt S and my code editor is Alt A and my web browser is Alt W. And so that's WASD. So for those gamers, you guys know those 4 keys really well. So it lets me do a lot switching around. You know, how fast is this? I can get to exactly the thing that I want instantly, which is really great. But you'll have to, using your terminal emulator, you have to set up code, hex codes or key mappings or something that tells your terminal emulator to simulate tmux bindings. I have a video on it. It's one of my earlier videos on my YouTube channel. I am Team Westerm. Someone's asking me. Briv, yeah, I'm Team Westerm. Kitty's great. I have Kitty. I don't know if Kitty's installed. It's not right now installed. I was an Alacrity guy for a long time before this, and I made the switch to Westerm. I have a YouTube video about Westerm and why I'm using it. I like the background image feature a lot, which we'll see here. Like it resizes, and I can like add. Let's add our little gopher. Let's add a little Spider-Man. Let's add a little Dune. And so I can just drop the files that I'm in the mood for. And if I hit Command R, I can randomly rotate between them. For now, it's random. I don't mind. And so yeah, this is WesTerm is driving this. So that's one of the features I like about it. And I like being able to write the configuration file in Lua. It's pretty cool. But man, more people are joining, but I'm done for the night. I hope you guys had fun looking at NeoVim in AI. It looks like Gen.nvim is really good for local LLMs, and GP.nvim is a surprising new plugin that we explored a lot of today. I think that there are some very interesting use cases there, including Whisper, which I thought was cool, where we could speak to NeoVim and it would respond and give us feedback without having to type, which is kind of fun. I like the idea for sure. Yeah, so I think we're going to do some sesh work next week. So some Golang programming probably. Been sort of experimental the last few weeks playing around with NeoVim, but I think that I'm ready to get back to contributing to my projects more and doing more open source work. So I hope to see you guys again next week. Again, go to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I've got some videos coming out soon. And yeah, until next time, thanks.